Hi, my name is Dr. Mcayla Sarno, and I'm a brain training expert. I'm also a licensed psychotherapist, an E.M.D.R specialist, the creator of the first 5-day E.M.D.R intensive, and I've helped thousands of clients and students achieve success and change their thinking with several of my online programs and self-guided courses. Now, many don't know I'm also a wife and a mother. And I believe my purpose in life is to help others change their thinking, to conquer their past, and create the life they deserve to live. So first, I want to thank you for all the comments on my last video. It's clear that many of you have that vision for a better life, and that many of you struggle to move beyond that invisible wall that for most becomes a wedge between the life you live and the life you deserve to have. Until now, it's been an ongoing battle for many to move beyond that wall, and an endless amount of searching for the right information and the appropriate techniques. But I want you to know that the life you desire is not outside of your reach. As a matter of fact, it's a lot closer than you might think. Imagine for a moment how your life would change if you no longer had that opposing sides battle in your head each day. If you knew that your success was already in the cards, and those feelings that cause you to second guess yourself were no longer there. Imagine everything just falling into place exactly as it should, and your experience throughout that journey, it just felt light. It felt strong and confident. It felt completely reassured. Imagine experiencing each present moment without worried thoughts about the future or the past, but just a genuine satisfaction and a sense of security that everything would work out. Imagine feeling everything you believed to be true so that what you knew and what you felt exactly matched. This is possible once you integrate the information from regions of your brain that hold opposing information. This is how you take all the positive things you know about yourself and your strengths, your ability, your passion, and your plan, and create feelings to match it. When I experienced a major fire in which I almost lost my life, I was lucky to come through it alive because I didn't call for help. It was in a moment in which I was on the spot without time to go through the self-talk in my head, to tell myself, to work up to doing what I know I could do. In life, we're put on the spot in many occasions to respond in a way that moves us beyond barriers that otherwise hold us back. The automatic responses kick in so fast that we miss windows of opportunities. We see life through the eyes of the beliefs that cause those responses. Now, these unconscious processes kept me from creating the life that I wanted. I could create a business. I could create and accomplish great things, but the feelings didn't match. And the battle was always there because the beliefs we hold are in charge of our lives. They're in charge of our destiny, of our ability to reach our purpose and have abundance in our life. Because of the many early experiences in my life, I had many limiting negative seed beliefs that formed, causing unconscious processes in my life that I couldn't really see. We can't see them, but seeing them, and as I discovered throughout my own journey, was when my life took a major transition. And not only did I achieve the peace I wanted to feel, but I also began to see pieces of my life just come together, almost automatically. I no longer had a battle in my head. I no longer had opposing sides to every situation after integrating the negative side to the positive. I no longer felt fear out of context, and I could enjoy my life without the financial worry that used to monopolize the beauty I was missing in my own life calling. In order to reach this place, there are a number of things that need to happen, but it's possible, and you can do this. But we need a deeper level of awareness skills to check in with our perception. You see, our brains are very, very deceiving, much like dreaming. Without the ability to know you're dreaming, you wouldn't have the ability to wake yourself up from that dream. No more do we challenge the fact that we're dreaming at all. The way in which I survived the life that began for me very tragically as a child and into adulthood was by reading and researching and learning about the brain. It was learning what could be happening that sparked my curiosity and challenging what I already knew that got me to where I am today as a successful entrepreneur, a doctor, an expert in helping others to remove invisible blocks and live amazing lives without dragging the past along with it. But once I became aware of these invisible walls, you then work towards a dual awareness, because now you have two possibilities for what could be true. Meaning, is the way I'm seeing things really true? And experiencing both sides subjectively, based on facts and science. Next, building on those skills to think differently this way, which anyone can learn. It's learning to think about how you think, to question and challenge the way you are, the way you perceive something. It's just practicing, as I call, stalking your own perception. And finally, integrating the information you hold in your brain, which means integrating the different packages of information that tell you you can and also that you can't. That's why you have those battles in your head. And the process of integrating is very specialized, which requires knowledge of the ego states. And as a certified E.M.D.R specialist, understanding the theory and concept behind this treatment allows me to teach others that this can be done on your own. Once you learn these specific techniques and this formula I've created from my own personal experiences with this battle, but also with 20 years of research and implementing with my own clients and students, you too can live the life that up until now was just a vision. You'll see that vision as your future, as a reality now, and as your new positive beliefs work to align your reality with them. It's pretty amazing because your brain is programmed to align your life to the beliefs you hold. So you can see how important it is that the beliefs you hold in your subconscious mind are the beliefs that determine life success. It's just learning a new skill, but from a completely different perspective, that rather than working backwards from behavior to belief, you start from the beginning, from the belief and onto the behaviors. It's really that simple. Here's a few facts that you should know. Okay, there are no other programs out there that offer you the techniques that I offer in my programs. The integrating process is very specific to trained professionals in my field of psychology and neuroscientific studies, as well as other components to my highly tailored formula. It's the result of many years of implementing with students and clients all over the world whose lives have dramatically changed, I might add. Okay, here's another fact. There are no other clinicians in my field as an E.M.D.R specialist creating programs to share the unique properties of integration, as well as the other components, including developing a dual awareness and tapping into the subconscious mind without utilizing hypnotherapy techniques. Okay, many also don't realize that the brain needs evidence, much like a child who asks over and over and over again the same question. So each time you simply tell yourself that you can succeed or you are good enough, it's like telling a child, because I said so. Now, this might quiet the child down, but the matter will not rest, much like the brain won't rest, which is why we get stuck. Your brain's not Google. It needs evidence. It needs to know why. Before you can integrate, it needs the accurate information to work with first, so you have a fair chance of integrating more appropriate conclusions. Okay? Another fact, you can't change an automatic response using a behavioral technique. Now, by the time your brain's cued into the trigger, the response has already occurred. Psychological responses are best changed using psychological approaches. You also should know that you don't need to dig through your past to change old limiting beliefs. The process instead focuses on shifting perspectives and dislodging files of information in your brain. Once you dislodge those stuck files, your brain will do the rest. It's a beautiful thing. Now, while my program gives a lot of information, it's not just an informational course. Along with the many exercises provided to begin creating a deeper level of awareness, then dual awareness, and on to the integrating, that information, the course is designed to elevate metacognitive skills so that you are actually teaching your brain how to think differently. It's what we learned in elementary school, and as we're prompted by the teacher to think about the information that's presented to us. And this then teaches the brain to do this on its own. We just begin this process, but unfortunately, we stop sharpening this skill as we become adults. But this process is crucial to creating a mindset that sets you down the path for success. While InSession was originally created for entrepreneurs to move beyond stuck places, I want you to know it's effectively used by everybody, performers and athletes, and anyone just seeking to live better, happier, and more peaceful and gain abundance in their lives. If you don't challenge what you currently know, you need to know that you can't move beyond the stuck place in your life. What you currently know is what got you stuck to begin with. You should also know resistance is the biggest obstacle when working with the brain, whether it's in session or simply in your life, especially when you're attempting to make changes because the brain doesn't like to feel uncomfortable. This is called cognitive dissonance. I've not only developed a deep understanding and knowledge of resistance, but a way to teach people to overcome it so they can get out of their own way. And finally, my programs have gone on to change lives all over the world. The effectiveness of InSession depends only on one thing, and that's your participation in it. It works because you use it, and because you are following along the same components that those who pay upwards to $6,000 to spend 5 days with me use. It's about changing up your strategy and approaching the problem from the other end. Okay, so ultimately, you need to know to improve your life, you'll need to change a few things. First and foremost, beginning with your strategy and approach the problem differently. We spend so much time looking for solutions, yet never really defining the problem. So we'll spend some time getting to know each other so that you can understand and can trust me through this process, because asking you to trust me that your reality is a mental illusion is a pretty hard sell. So we're going to take another approach as I share with you a little bit about my background, then you'll be more open to the process, because the very next task at hand will be to completely change the strategy you've been using up till now. So as I mentioned, to change habits and automatic responses in your life requires a psychological approach rather than a behavioral one, which is most likely what you've been using and also why you're struggling to make a change in your life. So that's the first change. Okay, next I'm going to teach you metacognitive skills, which just means to teach your brain to think differently. Now, as you go through that process, you'll become aware of those different states I was telling you about. The memory state and the present state. And this is part of creating a deeper level of awareness, which you'll need to build on to build your dual awareness for when you are in each state. If you want a success-driven state of mind, then you have to be able to know which state you're currently in and how to get there. Without a dual awareness, your brain has the ability to deceive you very, very easily. This is why we get stuck. Okay, then once you've developed that skill, you'll integrate the negative thoughts with the positive ones, so you can be who you are at your best all the time. This is done with specific power line exercises that you will be able to use to make those permanent changes that you want to see in your life. This is taking a backdoor approach to retraining your brain, to gaining confidence, to placing fear where it belongs, and to rid yourself of self-doubt completely, all here in my InSession program. And I'll invite you to join my course soon, so let me give you first a quick preview of how this is set up. Okay, InSession, it's an online audio and video program, and it's 15 sessions that include information, metacognitive skills, exercises, and techniques to retrain your brain. You can stream this, you can download this, and you can go through this program anytime you want. And it's not just audios and videos, because some of you are visual learners. So I give you all the transcripts as well, so you have those to refer to whenever you need. It's at your fingertips. I'm offering my complete InSession program. So first, we're going to get to know each other, just like we would if you were visiting me in my offices here in Southern California. We're going to take a moment to just get to know each other. We're going to build a foundation of trust. This is part of the formula. It's so that you can feel confident that this will work for you as you gain an understanding for how this program will promote those changes that you want to see happen in your life. Then we're going to discuss how InSession is going to help you. What is InSession? So you'll gain a deeper understanding of the brain and the science behind all of this. I mean, once you understand how your brain is wired, you'll use InSession as a tool to use each time you discover a belief that's become a barrier in your life, and they pop up, as you can see. Then you'll know how to use this today, 6 months from now. You'll know how to use InSession to help you when you need it. Then we're going to talk about these mental states and dual awareness, because I want you to understand this. I'm going to provide you with a foundation to live by. This is where you'll begin to recognize, because I'm going to teach you how to recognize when you shift into a different state, and that state that's creating a false perception. And I'm also going to teach you how to shift out of it on the spot. And what's so amazing about this skill is that when you learn to shift from state to state, you feel the difference. Because we believe more than anything that what we feel is a truth. So I'm going to teach you not only how to be confident, but how to feel confident. This way, there's no question of it. Then we're going to talk about integration. I'm going to include a component as well from my highest level brain training program, which includes bilateral movements based on the concept of E.M.D.R treatment, to access and integrate positive associations to negative thoughts and feelings. I'm doing this so that what you feel will match what you think, and so that you can actually experience how far you can truly take this training to learn how to master your brain and learn in a whole new way. Then we're going to talk about 3 very crucial traits. I'm going to teach you how to move beyond your mental barriers by focusing on confidence, acceptance, and clarity. And with each trait included are tools you'll use to strengthen them psychologically, because psychologically is where we want to build our strength. And these include tools you'll use to anchor in positive thoughts and feelings to change fear responses that are out of context, and change the association to those fear events by adding a positive association to them. Then, of course, we've got to talk about your future, your purpose. We're going to look at your future so that you can begin to take action, because I've seen this entire process play through 1,000 times. I mean, thousands of times. And I want you to know exactly what to expect from this training and where it's going to take you, because it's your future. But to live the life you desire, to have that future you want, requires you take the steps now to transition and create a mindset that will lead you there. Okay, so I'm going to open registration for my InSession course soon. And in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, please post these questions and post the comments in the section below the video. And until we talk again, here's to living.